very tough matchups, let alone Greenfield Central. Not saying that that's not tough. So after Greenfield Central, you'll be on the road against New Pal. Of course, New Pal was the best team in the conference last year, arguably the best in the state for a majority of the season. And then following that, you got your rivals at Mount Vernon. Really, I think Mount Vernon is a very good team, but it doesn't matter. On the road at Mount Vernon for Pendleton Heights, that's a rivalry matchup. It's going to be tough no matter the team you're facing itself. But Pendleton Heights will start with the ball here as we get underway. Of course, in that backfield for Pendleton Heights, receiving the kick, that's Clint Miller as well as Keaton Jones. Clint Miller on the season has seen only 2 kickoff returns, and that's really the opening kickoffs, or whether the opening kickoffs or the opening halves. Again, Pendleton Heights hasn't let up a single point, but in those 2 kickoff returns, he's averaging 25 yards a return. His longest was 26, but Clint Miller, very explosive player, and he's tough to bring down, heavy guy. And then for the kicker for Newcastle, that's Owen Barrett. He's had 5 kickoffs on the season. And here is the kick. This one will be high and short to the right. Looks like it'll bounce out of bounds just past the 30-yard line there. So Pendleton Heights will take over around that spot as Isaac Wilson and company takes the field for the first time this evening.
Yeah, the kicker looked like he kind of skipped a step there, and the ball ended up out of bounds.
But, of course, for Isaac Wilson, we were talking about him a bit last week. He played majority of that ball game. We saw a couple reps from Colton Frank, but something we saw interesting out of him is he lined up as wide receiver for a couple of snaps, and he played wide receiver his sophomore year. He was honestly a very, very good one of the best the Arabians had, so he knows how to play that position. And although it was Anderson, and although you were up by quite a bit, I wouldn't surprise me if we can see Pendleton Heights be putting on a couple of those formations, even in close, tough games like maybe this one or this scenario.
I mean, yeah, as you were saying, he did play in his sophomore year, so, I mean, it's not like it's out of his aura, you would say.
All right, well, 1st and 10 here. Pendleton Heights will start on the 38-yard line. Isaac Wilson, shotgun formation. 2 wide receivers outright with a running on both sides of them. Isaac Wilson's going to get an audible here from the sidelines, adjust his team. Looks like we'll get a handoff here on 1st down. This one's going to go to Bo Surface. He had a lane there, was heading for the sideline, but he was wrapped up by the legs and brought down, but not before. About a 4-yard carry there brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, on the defensive side, we saw the right tackle standing up, looking for that quarterback to run off, but on the offensive line, we did see them slide to the left, opening up that pocket for Bo Surface.
So 2nd and 6 now after the 4-yard carry from Bo Surface on 1st down. Arabians will line up on the 42-yard line, their 42-yard line, that is. Wilson once again will sit in that shotgun formation. He has trips out to his right as well as a receiver to his left with a running back beside him. Looks like we're going to get a wide receiver screen to the right side to Nate DeRolf, and a beautiful open field tackle there from Newcastle. That's Joe Hannon, the sophomore, with, again, the great tackle on the wide receiver screen. That'll be a loss of about 3 yards there. Brings up the 3rd and long.
Yeah, we saw 2 receivers line up back-to-back on that right side, and we also saw the defensive backs that were back slide to the left, so it looked like they expected that.
So now you're setting up 3rd and 9, an early test for the Arabians. Of course, his Newcastle defense on that play definitely showed some aggressive play. But on 3rd down, Wilson once again will be in shotgun, has Nate DeRolf and Reese Reddington to his left, Caden Sims to his right. This will be a play action to the left side. Isaac Wilson throws. It's going to be caught on the sidelines by Nate DeRolf. A beautiful throw. Isaac Wilson put that ball right on the money, and just like that, 1st down, Pendleton Heights. He'll be out of bounds pretty much right on midfield.
Yeah, it looked like most of the defenders were on the left side, on the right side, but as Isaac Wilson threw to the left side, it was complete for almost a 1st down, I believe. It was a 1st down.
Yeah, so 1st and 10 now on the 50-yard line. Pendleton Heights scores still 0-0 as we're 10 minutes, 31 left in the 1st quarter. Isaac Wilson shotgun, 1 wide receiver to his left, 2 wide receivers to his left, 1 to his right. It's going to be a high snap. He will recover it, but he's going to be brought down quickly there. So that'll be a sack on 1st down after a bobbled snap. So Isaac Wilson, he did a solid job containing that one. That could have been much worse. Kind of bobbled it up in the air, but pulled it down. Is going to take the sack. That'll be a loss of about 10 yards there. Brings up the 2nd and very long.
Yeah, that yet again another high snap, and that does pull them back to the 39-yard line, still on their side.
It's going to be 2nd and 21. The ref will count it. Ball now on the 39-yard line here for Pendleton Heights. Wilson, shotgun, trips out right with the receiver out to his left as well. Wilson will look to throw here on second. Over the middle, it's caught. What a catch there by Reese Reddington. He's hit after the catch, but he holds on to that football for a very solid gain on second down. Going to cut down this third down to just about 3rd and 8 now.
Yeah, we saw him cut through the middle, and yet just a big hit by the free safety, the sophomore, Cade Loxton there.
0-0 is our score. 9 minutes, 22 left to play in the first. Arabians currently with possession of the football. 3rd and 8 from Newcastle's 48-yard line. Arabians going to take formation here. Wilson, shotgun formation. Trips out right with Dresden Roberts to his left. Going to fake the handoff here. Wilson will keep it himself up the middle, and that is close, but it looks like he is going to be short by just about a yard. Brings up the 4th and 1, and it won't surprise me whatsoever. And sure enough, Pendleton Heights will stay out here now in hurry-up formation. Wilson shotgun, same formation. Trips out right with Dresden Roberts to his left. He's going to get an audible here. Roberts will switch to his right. Wilson will keep it himself to the right side, and he will get the first down and a bit more. Is going to be wrapped up by several Newcastle players, but not before the first down, and a couple more on top of it. He'll be tackled at the 35-yard line. New set of downs, Pendleton Heights.
Yeah, that hurry up for the Pendleton defense definitely shocked the Newcastle defense, as there was only a couple of defenders in the box, not being able to stop that quarterback run by Isaac Wilson.
Pendleton Heights 0, Newcastle 0. 8 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Pendleton Heights with possession of the football. 1st and 10 from Newcastle's 35. Isaac Wilson, shotgun formation. Looks like he'll keep it himself to the left side. Makes a man miss on the juke. He'll be wrapped up and brought down. Looks like right at that first down marker. Will they count him? Sure, but it looks like it will say that's a first down. Or no, it looks like he will just be a couple inches short. So 2nd and inches here from the 25-yard line.
Big run there by Isaac Wilson. As the defense was shedding over to the right side, Isaac exploded left for the 9-yard gain here on 2nd and 1st.
So now in 2nd and inches here, Isaac Wilson, shotgun. Going to get a pistol formation. Wilson handed off here on 2nd. And the ball's going to be popped out. It's on the ground. It's loose. Still a fight for the football. It looks like it's going to be picked up by Pendleton Heights on the 1-yard line. The ball was poked out on about the 15-yard line or so, but after a couple players missed it, I'm pretty sure it was Reese Reddington, if I'm not mistaken, on the recover there. Sure enough, I think that's Reese Reddington who picked up that football on the 1-yard line. So what could have been very, very devastating for Pendleton Heights ends up to work out in their favor. I think that was Bo Surface who fumbled that ball, by the way. But again, Pendleton Heights now 1st and goal for the first time tonight as they're lining up on the 1-yard line. Wilson shotgun formation. 2 wide receivers out right. You got a man in motion. That's Caden Sims right to left. Wilson looks like he's going to want to keep it himself. Did he get in? He looks like he was just a bit short there, so brings the 2nd and goal after the failed touchdown by Isaac Wilson on the carry.
Yeah, but on that recovered fumble, we did see Newcastle just load that box full of defenders, eventually poking it out, but Pendleton did recover that ball.
So again, after the carry by Isaac Wilson, brings up 2nd and goal here from the 1-yard line. Wilson, shotgun. Wide receiver to his left and wide receiver to his right. Going to get a handoff here on 2nd and goal, but once again, it looks like the runner is short. That's Keaton Jones there on the carry, but it won't be enough. Brings up the 3rd and goal so far. A very nice goal line stand here from Newcastle. Let's see if they can finish it off.
Yeah, only on 3rd down. They do have one more attempt to get that ball in the end zone, and they're only on the 1-yard line, so you wonder what they're going to do here.
Dresden Roberts will be entering the field here for Pendleton Heights, the running back, big guy, linebacker. Definitely expect him on the carry here. He's definitely, you could say, the power back, the 3rd down back, the goal line back, whatever you want to call it for Pendleton Heights.
We do have 3 defenders out to the right.
Isaac Wilson snaps it here, throws it corner of the end zone, and that is caught. Caden Sims on yet another touchdown reception, his third of the season, and Pendleton Heights will draw first blood here this evening, put 6 on the scoreboard as Dominic Apo and the extra point unit comes out to see if they can bump up this lead to 7.
Yeah, only a 6-minute drive there for Pendleton, and they did get that touchdown, thankfully, to Isaac Wilson and his receiver, Caden Sims.
Yeah, 6 minutes, I'd say that's decent, good timing, and takes quite a bit of time off the clock there. So now, Dominic Capo, here's the snap, the kick, and it is up and good. Pendleton Heights lead 7-0. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Back to Arabian football on 91.7 WEEM.
Welcome you back here to John Broughton Field on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM. If you're just joining us, Pendleton Heights just put 7 on the scoreboard here as we are 5 minutes and 50 seconds left in the first quarter. Score, Pendleton Heights 7, Newcastle 0, as Dominic Apo and the kickoff unit will take the field to kick this ball away for Newcastle for the first time this evening. For Dominic Apo, he's had 11 kickoffs on the season. He's had a touchback. He had a touchback last week against Anderson, and then he's averaging about 43.5 yards per kickoff. And not only can he get it done on the kickoffs, but on the PATs, I think the one word to describe the man is consistent. He's 7 for 7 on the year. Last year, he didn't miss a single PAT, and then the year before that, I think he only missed 2 or 3. Now it's his sophomore year, of course, now being a senior. Here's the kick from Dominic Apo. Will be fielded here just shy of the 10-yard line by Thrine. Thrine will be wrapped up and brought down around the 25. So that's where Newcastle will start as their offense is taking the field.
A great kick there by Dominic Apo. And as Newcastle touches the offensive side for this first time in this game, we have seen Pendleton's defense been absolutely amazing so far, having a shutout in every game they've played.
And I think a lot of that credit has to go to Eli Libler as well as Dresden Roberts. They lead the team in tackles with 14. Eli Libler on the end, on the defensive line, he's had a quarterback hurry as well. And then Dresden Roberts, who had a sack there in the first game of the season, has 14 tackles and a quarterback hurry. But they're not the only two guys that's doing this. Fueling this high-powered defense, of course, Nolan Souders and all the other guys pulling their weight as well. But here, Lewis will be shotgun formation for 1st and 10. Handed off here to the running back, and he'll be brought down quickly. In fact, it looks like he'll lose a yard there on 1st down, brings up 2nd.
Yeah, tries to cut through the middle, but as we were just saying, the Pendleton defense, especially in the running game, has been just great this year.
That is Tylen Thrine on the carry on 1st and 10. Loss of a yard, brings up 2nd and 11, as Thrine will once again line up shotgun. Lewis, will line up shotgun. Thrine to the left of him. Lewis scrambling out right, will have to throw this one away. Didn't see anyone. Smart idea not to force anything.
He comes out the pocket to the right side and looks like he faked a throw, but yeah, didn't see anything and just throws right out of bounds.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 11 here for Newcastle. Pendleton Heights was met with a 3rd down there on their first drive. They did convert. Well, at least they converted eventually. They were met with a 4th down, but then converted the 4th down. But we'll see if Newcastle can do the same.
We see 3 receivers line up on the left side for Newcastle.
Lewis, shotgun formation. Looks like he'll play action, fire over there to the right side on a wide receiver screen, but that one well too high for the intended receiver. That's Thrine. So that'll be incomplete. Brings up the 4th and 11, and if you're Newcastle, surely you're thinking the punt here. I mean, your 4th and 11 from Pendleton Heights' 26-yard line. And sure enough, it looks like they will be bringing out the punt unit, as Clint Miller is back there for Pendleton Heights to return. Clint Miller has had 3 punt returns on the season. He's averaging 10 yards per return. His longest is 17 yards.
Yeah, but for that third down play, we did see a screen trying to pop up, but our defenders just blitzed right in there, didn't let it through.
Here's the punt from Crispin. It looks like he's going to fake it. Either way, he didn't get it off. It looked like Dresden Roberts was just about to block that punt. So I don't think that was a fake. Surely it wasn't. Dresden Roberts just did a great job getting off that line and getting to the punter. So Crispin just didn't have any choice but to pull it and try to get somewhere. He got maybe a yard, maybe two, but either way, Pendleton Heights will start here deep in Newcastle territory on the 25.
Yeah, the punter did get some room there on the left side of the offensive line, but it looks like our defense just read that fake and got him down.
1st and 10. Looks like Colin Frank will come out here for Pendleton Heights. He'll line up shotgun. Looks like it's going to be a motion to Isaac Wilson, and Wilson will look to throw. Fires deep down left field and incomplete. A little trickery there for Pendleton Heights. Looked like it was going to be a jet sweep to Isaac Wilson, but then he sweeped around and he was going to throw it. Fired pretty deep to the end zone, but he was just a bit short there. So with that incomplete pass, brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, Isaac Wilson was in there as a receiver, but then again did throw that ball. Ran to the right side, but then curled back to the left and just didn't have a receiver too open to catch that ball. It was tipped out of bounds.
2nd and 10 from the 25 for Pendleton Heights. Wilson will line up, pistol formation. Get a handoff here on 2nd down. This one going to Keaton Jones, and Keaton has a hole. He is in there. Touchdown, breaking the plains. That's the junior Keaton Jones. And Pendleton Heights once again gets into the end zone, now leading 13-0 after the 25-yard rushing touchdown.
Yeah, starting off very hot early in this game. It only took them almost a minute to score again, and Keaton Jones just cut up right through the middle of that offensive line, going in for his 2nd touchdown of the year.
Yeah, Keaton Jones, such a fast guy. You blink, you can miss him, and he was hyped to get in that end zone. Saw him throwing that football down. And again, just such a shifty player, but now Dominic Apo out to kick his 2nd extra point of the game, and that one will be good once again, pushing the Arabians' lead now 14-0, but we'll take a quick break. Again, Arabians 14, Newcastle 0, 4 minutes, 44 seconds, left in the first quarter. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEN.
Welcome to the Arabian Roundup with your host, Kennedy Quinn and Bella Myers. The Arabian Roundup is here every Tuesday through Friday from 5 to 7 a.m. The show rounds up your morning thoughts as they discuss the craziest of topics. From dad jokes to the latest Taylor Swift songs, the Arabian Roundup is here to perk up your mornings here on 91.7 WEEM.
Back to Arabian football on 91.7 WEEM.
We welcome you back here to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM. If you're just tuning in, Pendleton Heights is going to take an early lead here in the first quarter, 14-0 with 4 minutes and 44 seconds to play in the first. Look back on those first two scores for Pendleton Heights. The first one came on a passing touchdown from Isaac Wilson to Caden Simpson. That second one there, you saw the junior Keaton Jones run it to the right side for a 25-yard score. Here's Dominic Apo to kick the ball away yet again. The Ryan will receive it from the 5-yard line. Looks like he'll get to about the 20 before being taken down around the 22. So that's where the Trojans will start for their second drive of the game, as Tyson Lewis and company takes the field 1st and 10.
Yeah, Dominic Apo, his 2 kicks so far have been around the same range, stopping the runner near the 20 or 25-yard line.
And you look back for the first drive for the Newcastle Trojans. It ended 3 and out after, or I guess 4 and out, you could say, after a failed, not really faked punt, but a turnover on downs either way. It was 4th and 11. Trojans, of course, were trying to punt it, but after a nearly blocked punt, Chrisman, the punter for Newcastle, had no choice but to keep it himself, and then, of course, was tackled. So that's how their first drive went. But here, 1st and 10, you got a attempted pass here to Thrine. That's going to be incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, we saw 3 receivers line up on the left side, and Trine was the closest to the quarterback, tries to run out for just an in route, and just drops the ball in coverage.
14-0 is our score. Newcastle currently with possession. 2nd and 10 from their own 23. Lewis, shotgun. High formation here for the Trojans. Get a handoff here on 2nd down. This one, it looks, will be blown up to the right side. Looks like that'll be a gain of about a yard, the ref will call it. So brings up yet another 3rd down. This one about a 3rd and 10, 3rd and 9.
Yeah, the running back there for Newcastle, Caleb Clapp, tried to run through the middle, saw a gap to the right side, and eventually just got squished in there for only a 1-yard gain.
And that was Eli Arthur there on the tackle, as well as several other Arabians. But Eli Arthur so far in the year, 8 tackles, a sack, and 3 QB hurries. Last year he led the team in sacks. But here on 3rd and 9, Lewis shotgun, trips out left with the receiver out to the right. Lewis, play action, fires over to Thrine over the middle. Thrine spins out of a tackle, jukes another. He's got open field in front of him. A layout block there, going to cross midfield and will be out, taken down on the 40-yard line, but flags on the field, and you got to think that was from the block. I'm not sure who laid out that block. I think it was either Gavin Anderson or Trenton Owens, one of the other wide receivers, but he completely laid out another Pendleton Heights defender. And although maybe in a higher level of play that would have flown, but that was a heavy hit, and that might just be what this flag's all about.
Yeah, definitely for high school, and I think these flags are going to be for unnecessary roughness. But for that play, we did see them run it on their 1st down try there, but it did get complete this time. But with 2 flags on the field, you wonder if it will get pulled back, and it looks like it's going to be.
And very unfortunate there for Newcastle. And really your first big play, it was Thrine on the reception, and he put on some very, very shifty moves, spun out of a tackle, juked out of another, crossed the midfield. He was pushed out of bounds around the 40, but none of that will matter as Newcastle looks like that'll be at the spot of the foul 15 yards back. So it will still be 3rd down. 3rd and 3, so a bit of a shorter 3rd down here for Newcastle as Lewis lines up shotgun, trips out right with a receiver to his left.
Yeah, even with the flags thrown there, it looks like Newcastle did get 6 yards on that play because I believe they were 3 and 9 the last time.
So once again, I was mentioning Lewis, shotgun here, running back to his right side. Looks like he will get it, but it looks like this run will be stuffed up, nowhere to go, and Pendleton Heights will hold Newcastle once again on 3rd down. That was Caleb Clapp on the carry, but again, he didn't get there. So 4th and 2 from your own 32-yard line. It looks like Newcastle is debating whether they want to go for it or not. And although it would be a very risky play, risky is just what you need here, down 14-0. But Clint Miller looks like will take a step back, get ready for a punt. But either way, he's the safety. We'll get a punt here. This is Tyson Lewis, the quarterback, with the punt. To Clint Miller, and Miller, he fumbled the punt. This might be the Trojans' football. He fumbled it around midfield. Ref coming in to see who got the ball. And this might be Newcastle football.
Yeah, it looks like Newcastle is pointing down to their side of the field.
And I don't see a single Arabian defender even in that pile. No, and it looks like it was recovered by Pendleton Heights, if I'm correct. Yeah, it was Ryan Kiesling on the recovery there. Great heads-up play by Ryan Kiesling, jumping on that fumble punt by Clint Miller, and yet another very close call for the Arabians, but they'll set up here 1st and 10 from midfield.
Yeah, we did see him signal for a fair catch on that ball, but there was a lot of Newcastle defenders. Thankfully, it was recovered, though, and now Pendleton is back on offense.
Yeah, and I don't think we've ever seen that from Clint Miller. He's usually a very consistent guy. He's going to field every punt that goes his way, but you can't get them all, and that was definitely shown there. But again, luckily for the Arabians, they will keep possession here. I guess we'll get possession. Wilson will line up shotgun formation, 1st and 10. He'll keep it up the middle. He'll be taken by the ankles. The ball is out, but my guess is he was down. Trojans are saying that's Newcastle football, but I'm pretty sure he was down, and that's what the ref is signaling. So, yeah, sure enough, that ball was poked out, but it was after Wilson was down, so 2nd and 3 now for Pendleton Heights.
Yeah, that run up the middle, it did look like he tripped over a defender, almost flipping over him, but as I'm sure that knee did touch, it still is Pendleton's ball with the 7-yard gain there from Isaac Wilson.
Caleb Day, the tight end, will walk on the play for the Arabians, as now Isaac Wilson will line up shotgun. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Man in motion, that's Nate Duroff. Left to right, but he'll get a handoff here on 2nd down for the Arabians. That's Keaton Jones once again on the carry. Looks like he is going to get the first down. So it will be a new set of downs here for the Arabians. Ball now on Newcastle's 40-yard line, but if you're just tuning in on the scoreboard, Pendleton Heights leading the Newcastle Trojans 14-0 with 2 minutes to play in the first.
Yeah, and yet again, another run up the middle by Keaton Jones. Last time he did run up the middle, we did see that 2nd touchdown, but this one just converting them for another first down.
So 1st and 10, Wilson shotgun, trips out right. High snap, but Isaac Wilson will recover. It's a handoff here to Dresden Roberts. This one will go for just about a yard or 2. Brings up 2nd down for the Arabians.
Newcastle's defense has definitely improved on the running game, as we saw already 1 rushing touchdown this game, but this drive, we just see them stuff the running game. Only 2 yards gained on that play.
So now 2nd and 8 from Newcastle's 38-yard line. Pendleton Heights will take formation. Wilson, shotgun with the running back directly behind him. 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 wide receivers to the left. Fakes the handoff, play action, rolls out left, fires, nearly intercepted. That was a close call there, but incomplete. Knocked down by Newcastle. Brings up 3rd and 8 for the Arabians from the 38-yard line.
Yeah, Isaac Wilson did roll out to his left side, but as the Newcastle defenders did move over to that right side, there was just no open receiver there. Pass incomplete. Now on 3rd down for the Arabians.
3rd and 8. Once again from Newcastle's 38-yard line. 3rd and 8 from the 38. 14-0 our score. Pendleton Heights with the lead as Wilson lines up shotgun. Nate Duroff in motion to the left. Wilson looks to throw. He's under pressure. Has to move it. Throws. What a throw. That's Caden Sims. What an absolute beautiful throw by Isaac Wilson as he was hit. Thrown while he was cross-shouldered and put that ball right on the money to Caden Sims for the first down and much more. Looks like that ball will be down on the 2-yard line. 1st and goal for Pendleton Heights. There was a flag on the play, but it looks like it was picked up. My guess is by the ref. Either way, I think if there was a flag, if anything, it would have been a roughing the passer as he was hit again. But 1st and goal here from the 2. 14-0 is our score. 46.4 seconds to play in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, yet again, just another short conversion that the Arabians do have to get this touchdown. As you were saying, Isaac Wilson was pressured under that throw, throwing it crossbody down the field to the right side.
So we'll get a penalty here on Pendleton Heights, it looks like. So that will push it back, but that won't negate the completion there from Isaac Wilson. So that will be 1st down. But instead here, it looks like it'll be 1st and 10 from just about the 17-yard line. Wilson shotgun, handoff here to Bo. Surface on 1st down. He'll be wrapped up and taken down. Ball looks like might have been out once again. And this might be Newcastle football, and it is Trojan football after a fumble by Pendleton Heights. They had 2 close calls on that drive when it comes to fumbles, but finally the Trojans knock it out and recover Newcastle football from their own 17-yard line here, 1st and 10.
Yeah, 2 back-to-back plays there for the Arabian offense and the Newcastle defense. We did see that run shed out to the left side, but as many defenders were there, it looked like it was poked out. And yet again, Newcastle football on the 17-yard line, it looks like.
14-0 is our score. 38.4 seconds to play in the 1st quarter. Tyson Lewis, company will take the field here. Shotgun. 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Caleb Clapp to the left of him. Might get a false start here, but it looks like no flags are on the ground. Lewis looks like he'll be tackled by the ankles and brought down. That is a sack there on first down. It's Ryan Kiesling, the sophomore, with the sack. And just like that, this will set up the second and about 15 here as the clock remains ticking, and now under 20 seconds to play. Again, this is the end of the first quarter, so no change of possession, but see Newcastle will get another play off.
Yeah, quarterback Tyson Lewis did keep that ball, tried to run out to the left side, but looks like it will be the last play of that quarter.
Yeah, as Aiden was mentioning, looks like Newcastle will not take another snap, so just like that, that'll do it for the first quarter. Pendleton Heights 14, Newcastle 0. We'll take a quick break. Second quarter up next on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
This presentation of the Arabian Sports Network is underwritten by Detour Salons and Style.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Line up shotgun formation here on second down. 3 wide receivers to the right, with Caleb Clapp to the right of him. Lewis will look to throw here on second. He's in trouble, and it looks like he will be brought down yet again by this Pendleton Heights defensive line for the second sack in the row.
Yeah, it looks like he was wrapped up by the ankle. Didn't have anywhere to move and just eventually came down. Now 3rd and 13 for the Newcastle offense.
And that was Eli Libler, the senior, with the sack. Libler leads the team in tackles heading into this game with 14. Now 3rd and very, very long for the Trojans. Lewis will line up shotgun just shy of his end zone. So if Pendleton Heights can get another sack here, this could potentially be a safety. Lewis steps up in the pocket, escapes out right side. Looks like he wants to keep it himself, but it will be nowhere enough. So it looks like he did gain a couple yards there, but with 4th, and it looks like about 20 here, Newcastle will be forced to bring out the punting unit.
Yeah, and correction on that last play. They did take off on 3rd and 22, as that sack did push them back just 9 yards. But now coming up on 4th down, we wonder what Newcastle will do here. They already have faked 2 punts, I believe.
They have to be punting here. There's no way.
Yeah.
Sure enough, they will punt this thing away. This one, another very, very short punt. We'll get a good bounce on it, so that one, it looks like, will roll out of bounds around the 42-yard line. That is Newcastle's 42-yard line. So Pendleton Heights will start here in Newcastle territory with another huge opportunity to push this lead now to 3 scores very early in this one, as Isaac Wilson and the Pendleton Heights offense will take the field for, I think, the 4th time tonight.
Yeah, and that punt for Newcastle, I believe they were stuck on the 2-yard line, so definitely a good idea to punt the ball there. But now the Arabians lining up, Dawson, as you were saying, on their own 41-yard line.
1st and 10 from Newcastle's 41, Pendleton Heights. Isaac Wilson will line up shotgun. We'll get a handoff here to Keaton Jones on 1st down, it looks like. Keaton Jones will be brought down by the legs there, but not after a 9-yard carry, bringing up 2nd and 1 for Pendleton Heights.
Yeah, Keaton Jones, he's definitely a speedy running back for the Arabians. We've already saw him 3 times, I believe, in this game. get the snap behind the line, and this time he cuts up through the middle, eventually creeping his way to the right side for an 8-yard gain.
You have a Newcastle Trojan shaken up on the play. He will get up. But for Pendleton Heights, you look back on their two scores, of course, up 14-0 here with 10 minutes, 53 left to play in the first half. Their first score came from a passing touchdown on the connection from Isaac Wilson to Caden Sims. It was a throw in the back corner of the end zone. And their second touchdown came from the running back Keaton Jones on a 25-yard carry. That leads them to now 2nd and 2. Pendleton Heights from Newcastle's 33. Isaac Wilson, line up shotgun, trips out to the left. Single wide receiver out to the right. Wilson will look to throw here on second. Fires over the middle, and it looks like it might be picked off here by Therine. And sure enough, it is intercepted by the Newcastle Trojans. That'll be Isaac Wilson's first interception of the year, and it's a great one at that. Therine came out of nowhere to pick off that pass.
Yeah, Isaac Wilson stepped back in the pocket there, looked for his slants there in the middle, as he did have two receivers from the left side cutting into the middle, but as you were saying, Therine just popped right in there, stole that ball from Isaac Wilson, and now Newcastle has the ball on the 16-yard line.
So this could be a huge momentum shifter here for Newcastle. Say you can get a touchdown on the scoreboard, you could be looking at a whole different ball game, but of course, considering Newcastle and their success on offense so far, you definitely have to change some things. But now 1st and 10 from their own 16. Tyson Lewis and the Newcastle Trojans will line up. We've got a short pass here to the right side off of a play action. This one, it looks like, will be a loss of about a yard there on first. Brings up 2nd down. And it wouldn't surprise you, Aiden, if Newcastle has had more plays going backwards than forwards, because, man, this Pendleton Heights defense is looking like they are on their A game here this evening.
I mean, yeah, they have had a shutout in every game so far, and for that last play, looks like the quarterback, Tyson Lewis, did fake a handoff to the running back, Caleb Clapp, but then eventually threw out to the left side, but negative yards there for his receiver who did catch that ball.
2nd and 11 from their own 15. Lewis here, play action, will look to throw, fires deep, and he's got a man wide open there, and it is caught by the Newcastle Trojans. That is Trenton Owens on the completion across midfield, now into Pendleton Heights territory. The first, I'd say, play well over, maybe over 5 yards for the Newcastle Trojans.
Yeah, there on that play, we did see 3 receivers line up on the left side, and just one did leak out from our defense and eventually got down the field for, all that free room. And now the Newcastle Trojans are on the 48-yard line going forward.
So 1st and 10 from Pendleton Heights is 48. Lewis will look to throw. Looks like he'll check down to Therine here. Therine to the left side will be hit by the ankles and taken down after about a 4-yard carry there on first. Brings up the 2nd and 7.
Yeah, just a quick toss-off there to the left side to his running back, his wide receiver, Therine. He did gain a couple yards, but not too many now on 2nd and 7.
Lewis, shotgun, 2 wide receivers to the left. Lewis will look to throw. He's in trouble, and he will be taken down yet again by Pendleton Heights. It looks like it's Dresden Roberts this time on the play. Scratch that, that's Garrett Peterson. Sorry about that. The nose tackle for Pendleton Heights. That'll be a sack there on 2nd down, brings up the 3rd and long.
Yeah, on that run there by the quarterback, looks like he didn't have any options, decided to run up the middle for himself, but he did end up losing a yard there, now on 3rd and 8.
Newcastle trailing Pendleton Heights 14-0, currently with possession, 3rd and 8. From Pendleton Heights' 46-yard line, Lewis will look to throw, fires over to the right sideline, and this will be picked off by Pendleton Heights. It's none other than Nolan Souders on the pick. Nolan Souders last year was an all-conference corner, and he's shown it so far this year, his first pick of the year.
Yeah, but last year, Nolan Souders, over his varsity career, he does have 5 interceptions, and now totaling that up to 6. There, the Newcastle Trojans offense was struggling and eventually threw that ball away. Now the Arabians do have the ball on their own 29-yard line.
Isaac Wilson will take over here First and 10 from their own 29, leading 14-0. Two wide receivers to the left, one to the right. Wilson will fake the handoff, keep it to himself. He's making men miss, and he'll be taken down by the ankles there, but not after about of a 9-yard. Actually, scratch that. That will be a first down on a 10-yard carry. So new set of downs for Pendleton Heights. Looks like he was taken down on the 40-yard line. So Pendleton Heights now first and 10.
Yeah, definitely a good fake handoff there by Isaac Wilson to Keaton Jones. Looks like he tricked one or two Newcastle defenders with that one as well, as he gains the first down on that play.
Wilson shotgun. Running back on both sides of him. Reese Reddington out right. Caden Sims to his left. High snap here. He'll hand it off to his running back. Looks like that is Nick Trout there on the carry. That'll be first down and a little bit more on top of it. About a carry of about 15 yards or so there on first down. New set of downs for the Arabians yet again, now into Newcastle territory on the 35.
Yeah, we know the Pendleton offense does succeed at the running game, and there they just cut straight up the middle for that big gain. Now yet another first down for the Arabians.
First and 10 from Newcastle's 35. Wilson shotgun. Wilson looks like we'll hand it off here on first down. Scratch that. He'll keep it himself. He's going to be hit there by Thurine. Not before, looks like getting it past that first down marker. It's pretty close if not. Looks like he will be just a couple inches short. Second and very, very short here for the Arabians. Ball now on the Newcastle 35.
Yeah, Isaac Wilson there on the, yet again, another fake handoff. He's definitely doing those well tonight, faking out, yet again, some more Newcastle defenders.
Handoff here to Dresden Roberts on second and short, and Roberts is pushing his way through, still on his feet, but he'll be finally brought down there on the 15-yard line. Dresden Roberts pushing his way through Newcastle defenders. Now Pendleton Heights in the red zone, first and 10.
Yeah, it looks like he gained almost 30 yards on that play, maybe even some more. And then again, cuts through his offensive line, pushing him to that left side for that big gain. Now close to the red zone for the Arabians.
And Roberts so far this season been averaging 8.8 yards per carry. He had a 57-yard run week one against Lebanon, and so far he's definitely been Pendleton Heights' most explosive running back. Looks like we will get a timeout here by Newcastle, so we'll take a quick break with them on the scoreboard. Pendleton Heights 14, Newcastle 0. 6 minutes to play here in the second quarter. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Not everyone can be a champion in high school sports, but everyone can be a
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
High school sports for future generations to come.
Champions of high school sports are just one of the many reasons that education-based athletics in Indiana are so special.
And the easiest way to be a champion is by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic event.
This is showing support. This is championing high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Back to Arabian football on 91.7 WEEM.
We welcome you back here to John Broughton Field on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM. Coming out of the timeout, Pendleton Heights leading the Newcastle Trojans 14-0 here. Second and 10. It looks like we're going to get a carry here on second down by Pendleton Heights. That's Dresden Roberts on the carry. He'll be tackled, but not before getting gain of about 3 yards there on second, brings up the third and long.
Yeah, yet again, Dresden Roberts for that run. Looks like he's found his sweet spot. They're going to the left side.
Scratch that. Looks like we'll be second down here. So 2nd and 7. Wilson once again, shotgun formation. Caden Sims to his left. Reese Reddington to his right. Looks like we got a quarterback keeper here once again by Isaac Wilson. Wilson will be wrapped up and taken down. Not before gain of about 3 yards on 2nd down. Brings up the 3rd and short.
Yeah, Isaac Wilson just right away runs over to that left side, jumped over one defender, but then multiple Newcastle defenders did wrap him up.
So again, it's going to be 3rd and 4 here from the 9-yard line for the Arabians. 14-0 is our score. Pendleton Heights with the lead over the Newcastle Trojans. Just under 5 minutes to play here in the first half. Wilson shotgun. Get a carry here on 3rd down. Keaton Jones there. The junior. That will be just shy of the 1st down marker. Brings up the 4th and 1. And looks like Dominic Apo and the field goal unit will come out here. Dominic Apo still yet to kick a field goal this season, so this could be his first, and considering the short range, you got to think Dominic Apo is automatic from this area, but don't want to jinx him.
Yeah, the Arabians already leading 14-0. Definitely a smarter decision to kick a field goal here.
And that kick will be good. So with that, Pendleton Heights pushing their lead now 17-0, just under 4 minutes to play in the first half. Pendleton Heights so far off to a very hot start, but I think a lot of that success definitely comes from the defense, of course, still not letting Newcastle really even get close to their end zone. But be sure to check out the PHHS daily announcements anytime on 917 WEEM.org or wherever podcasts can be found. Keep up to date with what's going on in and around Pendleton Heights High School with the PHHS daily announcements wherever podcasts can be found. But after the field goal, here's Dominic Apo and the kickoff unit to hopefully kick this ball deep into Newcastle territory. Dominic Apo, of course, I was mentioning he hasn't had a field goal, so far this season. That'll be his first.
Yeah, and Dominic Apo yet again out here to punt that ball over to Newcastle. We've seen 2 nice punts from him so far. Both of those ending up with the receiver in between the 20 and the 25-yard line. So we'll see what he can do here.
But again, Dominic Poe averaging 47.5 yards per kickoff, on the season. Had 1 touchback on the year. And then back to receive for the Newcastle Trojans. That is Thylan Thrine. Thrine has had, just about 3 returns. He's averaging 22.7 yards per return. His longest was a 33-yarder. He's been doing a solid job tonight, breaking free on the kickoffs.
Yeah, and also for Tylen Thrine, he has caught Isaac Wilson's first interception of the year.
This ball looks like it'll be out of bounds in that back corner there for Pendleton Heights. So Newcastle will start here. Decent field positioning. 35-yard line here. Of course, that ball going straight out of bounds there. But Pendleton Heights, again, based on their defense so far this evening, for Newcastle, you got to change something. And I think you go into the locker rooms without a single point on the scoreboard, that could be devastating.
Yeah, only 4 minutes to score here for Newcastle. They haven't scored quite yet.
So 1st and 10 here as Tyson Lewis and company will take the field once again. Lewis so far this evening, although he has been taking quite a bit of sacks, he has been doing an okay job when he is in open field, or at least when he doesn't have much pressure on him. But Lewis will be here in shotgun formation. 2 wide receivers to his right, 3 wide receivers to his right and 1 to his left. He'll look to throw, and once again he is hit hard and brought down. It looks like yet again that is Dresden Roberts on the sack. So just like that, Another sack pushes back Newcastle, now second and very, very long from just about that 37-yard line or so. Or excuse me, 27, sorry about that. So we will get quick timeout here, so we'll take a quick break with them. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
At Pendleton Heights, radio is a huge part of our lives. From programming to social media to podcast to sports, our student-run radio station is dedicated to informing and entertaining everyone in and around our campus. We're with you every step of the day. Whether it be in your car, in class, at lunch, or at work, we're here to provide you with the local news and the best songs. Experience the full impact of radio today by tuning in to 91.7 WEEM. To learn more, go to our website at 917weem.org. We're here for our community.
Arabian football on 91.7 WEEM.
14-0 our, or 17-0 our score, here on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM. Pendleton Heights with the lead on Newcastle with just under 4 minutes to play in the first half. Newcastle currently with possession of the football, second and 18, from their own 35. As Lewis will look to throw, he can't find anything, so he'll keep it himself on the carry off of the scramble. He'll get a gain of about 4 yards on second down, brings up the third and very long.
Yeah, for Newcastle, their quarterback, Tyson Lewis, as I was mentioning pregame, isn't the fastest quarterback, but he does like to run that ball a lot. And we've seen him do that so far in this game.
Get another timeout here from Pendleton Heights. But of course, as we've been already seeing here this evening, Pendleton Heights and their defense is top-notch. Definitely not something to mess around with this season so far. We've seen a number of sacks here in this first half from Pendleton Heights, as well as an interception there from Tyson Lewis. And then one of that, by the way, came from Nolan Souders, that interception. And looking at Nolan Souders, as I was mentioning, after he picked off that football, last year he was all-conference. Throughout his varsity career, he's had 73 tackles, 10 passes defended, 5 picks, now 6 picks, and then 4 fumble recoveries. That is heading into this game. But, of course, I was just mentioning now up to 6. But Pendleton Heights, this defense has been top-notch, and this has definitely been, I think, the reason, not only, of course, the reason that Newcastle 0 points, but I think it's a huge part of the reason why Pendleton Heights is 17 points. You got to remember, this is the reason why Pendleton Heights has started on offense nearly most of the time in Newcastle territory. That's because of the defense.
Just last game against Anderson, we did win 49-0, and also in that game we had 2 interceptions and 1 fumble. So I think you could say that our defense definitely helps our offense.
3rd and 18 here as Lewis will look to throw. Fires over to the left side, and that's picked off once again. This could be coming back the other way. Pendleton Heights with the interception as he's changing his field of motion. That's Nolan Souders with another pick, and he's into the end zone. Pick 6 for Pendleton Heights. Nolan Souders, are you kidding me? 23-0 our score now.
Yeah, just as we were mentioning, Nolan Souders, he did place on one of those defensive teams last year, showing that he definitely has that effort and that talent to do so. And then again, he just proved it right here. Just as we were talking about it, he runs in for just another pick 6 to add up to his varsity career totals.
I don't know if that play could have been done any better by Nolan Souders. He had a beautiful lurk, had a couple steps back. Tyson Lewis thought he had someone wide open. He just jumped in front of that football, picked it off, and man, when he was at around the trenches, the whole offensive line was around him, and I thought there was no way he would return it, but he crossed the field, moved over to the left side, and sure enough, he got into that end zone. That's going to be Pendleton Heights' first defensive touchdown of the year. I guess you could say their second. Last year they had a blocked punt on Anderson, but then you could say that's special teams. So first defensive touchdown as Dominic Apo will kick the extra point through the uprights, and now Pendleton Heights pushes their lead 24-0, 3 minutes 16 to play in the first half. And man, we were just talking about Nolan Souders. He's an all-conference player last year, but so far how he has been playing this season, and especially tonight, he's looking like he's an all-state. That's his second pick of the evening, and that one a pick 6.
Yeah, and we just see a lot of teamwork here for the Arabians on that interception. Dawson, you were saying you didn't think he was going to make it all the way home, but then his defenders did block for him, eventually scoring that defensive touchdown.
Now the ASN Coaches Show is every Saturday morning from 8 to 9. catch up with the latest around the Arabian football team with Coach Richmond and special guests. Replays of the broadcast can be found on 917weem.org. Click Weem Podcasts. But of course, Pendleton Heights so far, wonderful start to this game. We were talking about in that pregame show last year when these two teams met up over at Newcastle. Pendleton Heights won that one 35-0. Of course, they're on pace to blow out that one. Of course, you can say that, but the second half could be a lot less underwhelming. But last year, Pendleton Heights had a defensive touchdown. Eli Arthur with a pick six. This year, it's Nolan Souders with a pick six. So, I mean, whether it's just the Arabian defense or something, but this Newcastle, man, they do not have the best track record.
I mean, yeah, and Dawson, you were just saying the ASN Coach Show. I'm sure that's going to be a topic of discussion.
Yeah.
Coming tomorrow, first defensive touchdown on the year. Hopefully many more to come as well.
And Pendleton Heights and Newcastle, you just take a look at these two teams specifically. Over the past 35 years, Pendleton Heights has won 9 matchups compared to Newcastle, who's only won 2. Now, the one thing for Pendleton Heights you can point out is maybe a defect is that their opponent's record combined is 0-2. So Lebanon currently 0-2, Anderson currently 0-2. So although the record is saying that they're off to a great start, their opponents haven't had the best start. I wouldn't necessarily say they're easy opponents. I mean, Lebanon is a very tough squad, but and so far I think Newcastle, again, other than Lebanon, has been one of their bigger tests. I'd say they're a better team than Anderson, but they're not making it look like that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, coming into the game, they're also 1-1 on the year, so they do have, you would say, a better record than their last opponents, but only in, the second or third quarter, the Arabians are already leading 24-0.
After the kickoff from Dominic Apo, looks like once again Newcastle will start here from the 35-yard line, and as that ball went out of bounds again in that back left corner. So 1st and 10 for Newcastle. You're trailing 24-0. You do get the ball when you come back from the half. So, I mean, in a perfect world for Newcastle, you score here, and then you eventually get to the half break, and then you get the ball back and then score again. So, again, if Pendleton Heights' defense starts, slacking off, they could, in a blink of an eye, Newcastle could be back in this game. So you got to maintain this pressure, and there's still 3 minutes, 16 seconds in the first half. So this first half is far from over. We could see a couple possessions, even from both teams, at least the way things have been going.
I mean, yeah, for Newcastle, as you were saying, if that perfect picture is painted, they could, cut that lead in half, starting that third quarter and second half as well.
But here for Pendleton Heights, look at their defense on the season. As a team, they've had, entering the game, they've had 10 tackles for loss, 3 sacks. They have 5 interceptions on the year, again, in the first 2 games, 6 quarterback hurries, and 3 fumble recoveries. And, I mean, so far in this game, I think they've had 4 sacks, if my memory serves me correctly. So they've already beaten out that number. Defensive line has definitely put on, I would say, by far their best night here this evening in both defending the pass, putting pressure on Tyson Lewis, and also when it comes to defending the run. They haven't let, I would say, any run break out for more than 10 yards. I'm pretty sure maybe even 5 yards. But now 1st and 10, it looks like we got a personal foul here from Newcastle. I'm not sure exactly who that'll be on, but that'll be 15-yard flag there, so he'll push back the Trojans starting now from their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10, Lewis shotgun will hand it off here. The ball's out. It will be picked up by Newcastle there. Great heads-up play by Caleb Clapp falling on that football, as that one would have been very devastating after you got a pick 6 and then a fumble right back-to-back. But again, fortunately for Newcastle, they don't give it up. So now brings up the 2nd and 11 from their own 19.
Yeah, and for Newcastle pregame, I was mentioning something about their offensive line. I mean, we see their quarterback have a lot of time in the pocket for the most part besides this game. So the Arabian defense has definitely done a good job countering against that.
Sun setting here on John Broughton Field. Newcastle with the football. Tyson Lewis shotgun formation, 2nd and 11. You got a quick throw here to Thurine to the right side. It looks like we do have a pre-snap penalty, a false start on Newcastle. So this will push them back even further. Replay 2nd down, of course. Now 2nd and 11 for the Trojans.
Yeah, and the Arabian defense, they have seen that play once before, but this time it just was flipped. but the flag before the snap does push them back, so no gain there on that play.
So now 2nd and 16 from their own 15-yard line. Newcastle lines up, trailing 24-0 with 2 minutes, 30 seconds to play in the first half. Tyson Lewis, shotgun formation, trips out right with a single receiver to his left.
Yeah, pre-snap, we did see that left receiver motion out to that side.
Lewis looks to throw here on 2nd down, steps up in the pocket, fires way downfield, and that is nearly caught. It was an absolute missile from Tyson Lewis, but it was just a bit overthrown. That was Watson who the pass was intended to, but again, incomplete, brings up the 3rd and long.
Yeah, close one there. Looks like that pass was just a little bit too far, but pre-snap that receiver did motion out to the left side, so thankfully the Pendleton defender was there, and also fortunate for the defense, that pass was too long. Incomplete now on 3rd and 16.
As Aiden was just mentioning, 3rd and 16 from their own 15-yard line. Tyson Lewis and the Newcastle Trojans line up, shotgun formation, again trips out right. But it looks like once again we're going to get a timeout here by Newcastle. I thought it was a flag at first, but it will be a timeout. So Newcastle looks like they want to talk over this play. A big one at that. Again, there's still 2 minutes in this half. And with the 3rd and 16, and the way Newcastle has been punting this evening, say you get shut out here, 4th and 16 from your own 15-yard line. Pendleton Heights could be starting with possession of football in Newcastle territory with 2 minutes to play. So I think Newcastle is trying to avoid that at all costs, as this 3rd down would be vital for the Trojans. But
I mean, yeah, the Arabians are already leading 24-0 just before the second half, so another scoring opportunity for the Arabians would definitely turn the odds over to them just a little bit more.
But bring our music and Arabian sports everywhere you go by downloading our new app on your phone. It's called 91.7 WEEM. Whether you are on a run, in your car, or at work, listen to us live. Go to the App Store today and download our app on your Android or iPhone for free. Listen today here at 91.7 WEEM. But 3rd and 16 here for the Trojans from their own 15-yard line. Lewis and company line up shotgun. Lewis, it looks like, will play action. Fires over here, left side. Fires deep downfield. That pass might be caught. What a catch there from the Newcastle Trojans. It was bobbled up by the Pendleton Heights defensive back, but it looks like it was indeed caught by the Trojans. 1st down in Pendleton Heights territory. That's exactly what you needed, a huge explosive play to get this offense going.
Yeah, Tyson Lewis yet again targeting that receiver on the left side. Last time it was incomplete as the pass was too far, but this time it is complete for a crucial 1st down just before the second half ends.
1st and 10, Lewis shotgun, trips out right. Lewis looks to throw. He's in trouble, and he will be taken down. Another sack there for Pendleton Heights, and all that momentum is taken right back by the Arabians. That's Ryan Kiesling on his 2nd sack of the night. Now going to push the Newcastle Trojans back in their own territory. 2nd and about 17. 2nd and 17 for the Trojans from their own 44.
I mean, yeah, as we've mentioned before, the Arabian defense has done a great job at pressuring the quarterback here in this game, not allowing any points so far as well. And Tyson Lewis, he is kind of comfortable in that pocket.
Lewis will look to throw on 2nd down. He's going to step up. He'll take it himself, makes a man miss, has some open field in front of him, still on his feet, and he'll slide down, but not before getting a 1st down. A nice carry there by Lewis on 2nd down, sets up a new set of downs for the Trojans. 1st and 10. Now inside Arabian territory on the 38-yard line. 24-0 is our score with just under a minute to play in the first half.
Yeah, Newcastle still with possession here on 1st down. Under 30 seconds and still ticking. They have to get a playoff now if they want to score before the second half.
Lewis shotgun. High snap. He'll pull it down, look to throw. Once again in trouble. Moves over to the left side. Throws it here to his receiver, Thurine, on the in route. That'll be incomplete. It's Nick Trout on the good pressure, so brings up 2nd and 10 now for the Trojans. once again from the Arabians' 38-yard line.
Yeah, with the pass incomplete, we did see the Pendleton defender in the backfield just slap that ball out of his possession, and as the ball did hit the ground, the clock does stop as well. Now 21 and a half seconds remaining on the clock just before the second half.
Lewis, empty backfield, shotgun, trips out right, 2 wide receivers to his left. Drops back to throw, fires across the middle, it's caught by Thurine. Thurine tries to swing it to the outside, but he'll be wrapped up by the ankles just inside the 20-yard line on the 18. New set of downs for the Trojans yet again.
Yeah, that pass right through the middle to Thurine. We have seen him get a couple receptions in this game so far. Not any extra big gains, but that one definitely, a good one for Newcastle, as there's only 13 seconds left before the half.
We do have a flag on the play here, it looks like. Ref talking it over with Newcastle's coach. But as Aiden was mentioning, just under 15 seconds to play in the first half. Newcastle trailing Pendletonites 24-0. Again, it looks like this thing is just being talked over. It's going to be false holding there against Pendleton Heights, but that penalty will be declined. So first down for Newcastle here from the Pendleton Heights, about the 17-yard line, 18-yard line. Pendleton Heights fans trying to make some noise here. Lewis looks to throw. Under pressure, fires over to the left side, and this one will be picked yet again by Pendleton Heights. A flag is on the play, but this one's heading back once again for the Arabians. Making man miss, it's still on his feet. Arabian defender now across midfield into Newcastle territory. He has blockers. Guess who it is? It's Nolan Souders on yet another possible pick six. Again, there are flags on the play, and based on Newcastle's reaction, this one will be heading back. It might be a PI here, pass interference. But if not, man, 2 pick sixes in the first half by Nolan Souders. I mean, you still got to give him credit either way, because that is the second time I thought Nolan Souders, there's no way he brings it back, but he just manages to get out of tackles. But yeah, sure enough, it looks like this one is heading back, so.
I mean, still, as you were mentioning, great effort there by Nolan Souders, as he did catch that interception near the right side. He did try to leak out to the left, and eventually he did, but with the flags being thrown down, looks like that one will come back, but it was a crucial defensive possession there for the Arabians.
We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Broadcasting from the WEEM studios, underwritten by Community Hospital Anderson, this is the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM Pendleton.
Welcome you back here to John Broughton Field on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM. If you're just joining us, Pendleton Heights currently leading the Newcastle Trojans 24-0 here with under 15 seconds to play in the first half. That's correct. But it looks like here there was a pick six by Nolan Souders, but it was called back after a pass interference, and it looks like Newcastle will have one last play here. Clock is on 000, so there's no time on the clock, but they'll get one play here to try to get a touchdown. Again, they're not going for the field goal, they're going for the touchdown. It looks like we might have a timeout here, but it looks like by the Arabians, Coach Richmond and Coach Huth just didn't like what they saw set up there by the defense. But again, as I was just mentioning, you got one last play for Newcastle here at the bottom of this first half, so we'll take a quick break. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. More information is available at twistersodabar.com. Twister's Soda Bar.
Back to Arabian football on 91.7 WEEM.
We welcome you back here to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM. If you're just tuning in, Pendleton Heights currently with the lead against the Newcastle Trojans, 24-0 here. Now 0 seconds is on the clock, but Newcastle will have one last play here in the first half as Tyson Lewis will be shotgun formation. Ball is on the Arabians' 10-yard line. Lewis will look to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Fires over the middle, and this one will be picked off yet again by Pendleton Heights. It looks like this time it's Sam Ray on the pick. He'll be down in the end zone, so that'll do it for the first half. Pendleton Heights holds off the Trojans, and just like that, clock hits triple zeros for the first half. Again, Pendleton Heights leading the Newcastle Trojans 2-0. We will take a quick break. When we come back, I was able to sit down with the theater Shelbyville. That one over at Shelbyville. Current score, Delta 7, Shelbyville 0 in the second quarter. We'll take a quick break. Second half coming up next on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Back to Arabian football on 91.7 WEEM.
We welcome you back here to Pendleton Heights High School on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM. We were just a few seconds away from kickoff to the second half here this evening as Dominic Apo and the Pendleton Heights kickoff unit is getting set to launch this ball away. Of course, Pendleton Heights started with that ball in the first quarter at the beginning of tonight's performance, so they'll be kicking it off here at the start of the third quarter. Thorine will receive it around the 5-yard line. He'll try to flip the field, go to the left, right to left. It will be brought down just shy of the 20 there. So that's where the Newcastle Trojans will set up their offense. Of course, in that first half, the scoreboard will tell you enough. 0 points for Newcastle. Offense, I'm sure, got quite the talking to in the locker rooms at halftime, and hopefully for Newcastle, they can turn it around and at least put a couple points on the scoreboard. And again, this game is not over. 24 is not a gigantic lead, and in just a blink of an eye and a couple plays, Newcastle could be within 10 points of this thing. So Pendleton Heights, again, as we were mentioning there in that first half, in the second quarter, you got to keep the pressure on. You can't give in, whether now or in the fourth quarter, you just can't give in at all. But Lewis will be in shotgun formation here, 1st and 10 from their own 17-yard line. We'll get a handoff here on first down for Newcastle. This one will go for about a yard. So 2nd and 9 bringing up. That was Caleb Clapp, the ball carrier there on first. Bryant Davis with the tackle. Bryant, definitely more of an offensive player last year. We saw him on the offensive line quite a bit, but switched over, transitioned to a defensive lineman this year, and we plan to have him on the coach's show tomorrow morning. So again, be sure to tune into that, 8 to 9. Got another run here on 2nd down, and this one will once again go for just about a yard or 2. Brings up the 3rd and about 5 here for the Newcastle Trojans. Once again, that's Clapp with the carry.
Yeah, but as the second half does start off, Newcastle does have the ball on offense, and as I was just saying, the second half, now with the sun down, it is nighttime. It could be a new story for Newcastle, but we have yet to see anything too special so far. But
so 3rd and 5 here for the Newcastle Trojans. Tyson Lewis, shotgun. He'll fake the handoff, keep it himself to the left side, trying to get around the defenders, and he is hit hard there by the Pendleton Heights defender, and he is short. Gain of just about a yard or 2. There's no flag on the play, so bring up 4th and 2. And my guess, once again, is Newcastle will be forced to bring out the punting unit. Maybe you could go for it here, but I think, you're on your 25-yard line, and considering how your offense has been moving, you miss it. That gives Pendleton Heights with pretty much, I'd say, an 80-90% chance of scoring. So although you need a miracle and you need some offense to start going, I think you just don't have any choice but to punt. We do have a timeout here for Newcastle, so we'll take a quick break with them. Score 24-0, 10 minutes 05 left to play in the third quarter. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
This presentation of the Arabian Sports Network.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Football on 91.7 WEEM.
Welcome you back here to John Broughton Field on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM. Just tuning in alongside Aiden Wilson, I'm Dawson Peril. We got the first conference game of the Pendletonites season here this evening against the Pendletonites Arabians and the Newcastle Trojans. On the scoreboard, Pendletonites leading the Trojans 24-0 here at the start of the third quarter. We've got a pass here on fourth down for the Newcastle Trojans. They went ahead and went for it, but it's incomplete. Tyson Lewis threw it to basically no one, not a man in sight. Not sure if it was just get the ball out or it was just an inaccurate throw. Either way, turnover on downs. Pendletonites offense will take over deep in Newcastle territory. So Trojans took the gamble, didn't pay off. Isaac Wilson and company taking the field on the 25, on the Newcastle 25, that is.
Yeah, on that 4th and 2 conversion that Newcastle did try to get across. It looks like the quarterback Tyson Lewis did try to scramble out to the left side of that offensive line and just, unfortunately for Newcastle, didn't have anything and just threw it out of bounds.
Wilson on first down will keep it himself, a carry out to the right side. Solid gain of about 8 yards on first. Brings up the 2nd and 2 now for the Arabians.
Yeah, definitely a good gain there on first down, gaining 8 yards. For Isaac Wilson, we have seen him run a lot in this game. And, you know, he's kind of known for his running ability, and he shows it there as he just cuts up through the line, gets us a gap through the middle, and gains 8 yards there on that play.
So now 2nd and 2 for the Pendletonites Arabians. Isaac Wilson and company will line up shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers out to the left. 1 wide receiver to the right. Looks like we are going to get a carry here on a 3rd down. They'll be taken down rather quickly, brings up the 3rd.
Yeah, Isaac Wilson looks like he tripped up just there a little bit in the pocket. Looks like he did get back to the line of scrimmage, though, so no loss, no gain now on 3rd down, 3rd and 2.
Yeah, as Aiden was mentioning there, got a trip from Isaac Wilson, so not really much of a gain of anything. 3rd and 2 for Pendleton Heights. Wilson shotgun. Wide receiver out to the right, wide receiver out to the left. Wilson will hand it off here to the left side. He's got a lane, but he'll be tackled just shy of the goal line. It was Clint Miller, the kick returner for Pendleton Heights, that nearly got into that end zone, but is tackled just shy of the Plains. So now 1st and goal from the 1. Pendleton Heights, hurry up, doesn't want to give Newcastle the ability to get a defense set up on the goal line. Wilson shotgun again, 1st and goal. Handoff. It's going to be a close call, still on his feet. Piles forming. Looks like he will not quite make it. That is once again Clint Miller, who got his helmet ripped off there. Again, just a bit too short of that touchdown. So brings up 2nd and goal. And, I mean, one thing I guess you could say that Newcastle's doing well is this goal line defense. Yeah. They've done a very solid job, at least on the first couple plays, at least when it comes to the run game and on the goal line. They're doing a good job at shutting that down.
Yeah, but the Arabians only on the 1-yard line. We do see Clint Miller come off the field back to the bench, and we see Keaton Jones, the speedy running back, come in for Pendleton. We've already seen a touchdown by him so far. Wilson maybe expecting another one here.
Shotgun, man in motion. That's Drake Stevens to the right. Wilson will keep it himself, and he'll walk his way into the end zone. Pendleton Heights touchdown off of a 1-yard carry from Isaac Wilson will push the Pendleton Heights lead now 32-0 as Dominic Apo will take the field for the extra point. It's not a Pendleton Heights game. Isaac Wilson doesn't get in there for a rushing touchdown, has had one every single game so far this season. And, man, Isaac Wilson, I mean, he's such a slippery player. But, I mean, you give a lot of credit to the blocks on that play. I mean, he was barely touched. Just pretty much walked his way into that end zone.
I mean, yeah, Keaton Jones, he did line up behind him to the left side, and Isaac Wilson did fake that handoff. But, Dawson, as you were saying, the defensive line for Newcastle shifted over to the right side, leaving the left side wide open for Isaac Wilson as he gets another rushing touchdown.
This kick a bit low for Dominic Apo, but that will still be through the uprights. Pendleton Heights now pushing their lead 31-0. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Welcome to the Arabian Roundup with your host, Kennedy Quinn and Bella Myers. The Arabian Roundup is here every Tuesday through Friday from 5 to 7 a.m. The show rounds up your morning thoughts as they discuss the craziest of topics. From dad jokes to the latest Taylor Swift songs, the Arabian Roundup is here to perk up your mornings here on 91.7 WEEM.
Conditioning.
Back to Arabian football on 91.7 WEEM.
We welcome you back here to John Broughton Field on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM. Current score for this evening's performance, Pendleton Heights 31, Newcastle 0, with just under 8 minutes to play in the third quarter here this evening. Pendleton Heights just got into the end zone there. It was Isaac Wilson on a carry for a 1-yard touchdown. That'll be his first rushing touchdown of the night. It'll be his third of the season. Kick here by Dominic Apo will be fielded at just about the 10-yard line. Pitch it to Thrine, and they missed the pitch. It was an attempted pitch to Thrine, but Thrine, that ball just knocked off of his helmet. Luckily, Newcastle will pick up the football, so a scare there for Newcastle will be picked up again by the Trojans. So 1st and 10 for the Trojans from the 17-yard line as Tyson Lewis once again takes the field. Last half he had 3 picks there, one of them going back for a pick 6. So Lewis, I think obviously there's a lot to improve on. And on top of that, you took 4 sacks, which, I mean, yeah, sure, it's not 100% your fault. A lot of that fault you can put on the offensive line, but I think Lewis has definitely been struggling there in the pocket.
Yeah, and the lead for the Arabians, they're already leading by 31 points. So you would say for Newcastle offense, it is down to the wire, or if not, pretty soon.
Lewis play action will throw to Thrine on the short curl route. Thrine will push his way to about the 25-yard line, excuse me. Gain of about 8 yards there brings up the 2nd and short.
Yeah, we saw that quarterback fake the handoff yet again to his running back. And for Tylen Thrine, I mean, for receiving, we've seen him do that, run that route a pretty decent amount of times throughout this game. And yet again, forward yardage on that play, now just pushing him up 2 yards. But for Newcastle, it is 2nd and 8.
Got a quick stop of play here. But be sure to tune in to the Weem Weekly podcast. It's a podcast dedicated to give you more of what's going on around the Arabian nation. Sam Duffer, Ethan Lincoln, and Brooklyn Schufer give you the latest PHHS and the South Madison Community School Corporation. Find it anytime on 917weem.org or wherever podcasts can be found. But Aiden, of course, look at the scoreboard. Pendleton Heights leading 31-0. Just under 8 minutes to play here in the third quarter. As we were mentioning throughout this broadcast, especially after Pendleton Heights has established such a big lead after the first couple quarters. Pendleton Heights, with that, we'll take a quick break on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Where does everyone come together to cheer as one?
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
EM.
We welcome you back here to Pendleton Heights High School on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM. Currently on the scoreboard, Pendletonites leading the Newcastle Trojans 31-0 here. 7 minutes, 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. We just saw a completion there from Tyson Lewis to Thurine. Got enough for a first down and a bit more. He was wrapped up and brought down on Newcastle's 40-yard line, so that's where the Trojans will take over now, 1st and 10. And here on a handoff, this play is blown up. I'm not even sure where that ball is, but that ball might have got poked. That ball's turned over. Pendleton Heights will pick it up off of the fumble. What a wonderful play by the Pendleton Heights defensive line. I think Tyson Lewis was mid-handoff, and I think it was either Dresden Roberts or Ryan Kiesling. I know I saw an 8 there just come in there and hit both the quarterback and the running back, and somewhere amongst the chaos, that ball just got poked loose. And with that, Pendleton Heights on yet another forced turnover will take over from the 36-yard line, 1st and 10, Isaac Wilson.
Yeah, I believe Tyson Lewis did try to keep it for himself, but eventually forced fumble, and now Pendleton's ball.
Wilson in trouble, steps up in the pocket, fires as he runs. He's got his man Reese Reddington and nearly had a perfect throw and a catch, but unfortunately that ball was just knocked out of there by solid coverage from the Newcastle defensive back. So incompletion there on 1st down will bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, great defense there. Dawson, as you were saying, Isaac Wilson, the quarterback, did roll out to his left, looking deep downfield, but unfortunately for the Arabians, great coverage there by the Newcastle Trojans. Now 2nd and 10 for the Arabian offense, now on the 36-yard line.
Shotgun formation here from Isaac Wilson. Wilson will look to throw once again. He's going to find his man. It's Nate DeRolf on the quick curl route. Nate DeRolf was nearly down, but recovered it and got on a couple of yards to add on to the 1st down. It's going to be a gain of about 13 there on 2nd and 10. New set of downs for Pendleton Heights. Ball now on the Newcastle 23.
Yeah, Isaac Wilson, then again, in that shotgun formation, he had 2 receivers to his left, and the closest one toward him did leak out a little bit, eventually curling back, catching that ball, gaining a 1st down on that play.
So once again, 1st and 10 for the Pendleton Heights Arabians. Ball on the Newcastle 23. Isaac Wilson shotgun, got trips out right. Receiver out left. Wilson on the wide receiver screen to the right. That play is blown up. It was Drake Stevens on the intended wide receiver screen. As soon as he caught that ball, he was hit hard. So that'll be incompletion there. Brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, we've seen 3 quick, just throwaway dump-off passes by Isaac Wilson. That one, unfortunately for the Arabians' offense, did not gain any yards, but here we go on 2nd and 10 for the Arabians.
Ball on Newcastle's 23. Wilson shotgun, trips out right. Get a keeper here up the middle from Wilson. Wilson taken down by the ankles. Gain of about 4 there on 2nd down. Brings up the 3rd and 7. So 3-yard carry, by Isaac Wilson.
Yeah, Isaac Wilson, as we were mentioning in that halftime report, he is great at faking that handoff, and that time he did fake it off to his running back, splitting up the middle for just about 3 yards. But then again, Isaac Wilson is a great running quarterback.
So 3rd and 7 now for the Pendleton Heights Arabians. Ball on Newcastle's 20-yard line. Score is 31-0, Pendleton Heights lead. Just over 6 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Isaac Wilson and company will line up shotgun. 2 wide receivers to his right, 1 to his left. As well as a running back to the left of him. That's Keaton Jones. Wilson will look to throw here on 3rd down. Doesn't see much. Fires while he's running. He's got a man open, but it looks like that throw was just a bit too low. Incompletion there on 3rd down. Brings up 4th and 7, and it looks like Pendleton Heights once again will bring out Dominic Apo to attempt the field goal. This one much further than his first one.
Yeah, but on that last play, we did see receiver Nate DeRolf line up on that left side. You saw his quarterback in trouble. He was going right according to his route that he was running, but then curled back left, hoping to get that touchdown. But unfortunately, as you were saying, the pass was too low, and it is incomplete.
Apo's first field goal was 23 yards. This one much further, but it looks like it is still in range for Dominic Apo, as this one will be up through the uprights. Pendleton Heights extending their lead now 34-0 on Dominic Apo's second field goal of the evening. It'll be as well as his second field goal of the season.
Yeah, Dominic Apo going 100% for the field goals this season. As you were saying, he only has those two coming in this game, but that one was a pretty decent lengthy one, and he did get that one in, kicked it higher than the last one, as the last one was a bit low, but then again, another field goal for Dominic Apo here in this game.
Yeah, but here at 91.7 WEEM, we keep updated with our community by being on the hottest social media platforms around. Find us at 91.7 WEEM on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. We would love to hear from all our listeners, so go to Instagram today to answer our daily polls. Keep updated with our latest polls and trends here at 91.7 WEEM. But following the field goal from Dominic Apo, kickoff unit will be out to kick this ball away. Dominic Apo, so far on the evening when it comes to kickoffs, we've seen quite a bit there in that left corner. I think 2 of them have rolled out of bounds. This one, once again in that left corner. The Ryan's there to receive it, it looks like. It's going to be close. It looks like it just rolls out of bounds. That was a very, very close call, but it looks like due to that ball rolling out of bounds, Newcastle will start here on the 35.
Yeah, it almost looked like he caught that one inbounds, but luckily for the Newcastle offense, it did go out of bounds, or that would have put them closer to under the 5-yard line.
Yeah, he was definitely debating whether to grab it or not, because say Pendleton Heights gets down the field before that ball rolls out of bounds. That ball's open to pick up, but of course, as we were mentioning, it just rolled out. So with that, Newcastle here will take over from the 35-yard line, 1st and 10. So far, Pendleton Heights has forced 4 turnovers for Newcastle. And that's if you not include turnover on downs. It's going to be 3 interceptions as well as a fumble there. So Pendleton Heights so far this game, as well as a pick 6, of course, so far, this season and this game has just been phenomenal when it comes to the defense.
Yeah, for the Arabian defense, as you were mentioning, Dawson, or we mentioned earlier, we have seen a lot of quarterback sacks in this game.
Lewis, shotgun formation, 1st and 10, trips out right. Lewis on the play action will look to throw. He's in trouble, steps up in the pocket. He slides down, decides not to take the hit. There'll be a loss of just about a yard there on the scramble from Tyson Lewis. Brings up the 2nd and 11.
Then again, Arabian defense pressures the quarterback and actually forces them back a yard, now on 2 and 11 to go. 2nd down, excuse me.
So 2nd and 11 here for Tyson Lewis and company from their own 24-yard line. Trips out right, 2 wide receivers to the left, empty backfield. Lewis drops back. He's in trouble, scrambles out, left side, throws deep. That'll be out of bounds, just chucks that one out. Didn't see anyone open. That'll bring up the 3rd and very long, 3rd and 11 to be specific, once again from the 24-yard line.
Yeah, just up here from the media box, post-snap, I did see a middle receiver, as there was 3 receivers lined up on the right side, leak out and maybe be a little bit open or had some open space. But again, the Arabian defense pressuring the quarterback, Tyson Lewis, into throwing that ball out of bounds. Now at the same spot on 3rd down.
So 3rd and 11 from their own 24. Lewis, shotgun, trips out right. This snap high, recovered by Lewis. Lewis once again will make his way to the left side of the field, and once again will just chuck this ball out of bounds. And although it might have been smarter than forcing something on 3rd and 11, I'm surprised he didn't try something there, as now you're met with yet another 4th down, and a very long one at that, in your territory once again. And looks like for yet another time this evening, Newcastle's met with the challenge. Do you go with it or do you not? But it looks like we are going to have a flag on the play here. It'll be on Pendleton Heights, so So push this ball pretty far up Newcastle territory. Ball will be counted on the 49-yard line here. 1st and 10 for the Trojans.
Yeah, yet again, just more pressure by the Arabian defense. Seems like Tyson Lewis, the Newcastle quarterback, just can't stand the pressure, then again throws that ball out of bounds.
Lewis, shotgun, drop back to throw. Scrambles out right side, being chased down by Eli Libler. Chucks it deep. He has a man wide open. And some toe drag. Was it caught? Ref says he's out of bounds, but it was a close call. I mean, it would have been very impressive. Say he got his feet down, but it looks like he was just out of bounds there. That was Gavin Anderson on the target. We do have another flag on the play here. And we'll see what this is. And again, Tyson Lewis on that last play, and then we'll be on Pendleton Heights. His first down marker will move deep into Pendleton Heights territory. And it might be another roughing the passer. Again, I was mentioning that Eli Libler was chasing down Tyson Lewis as he threw it. So maybe Libler just had a bit of a late hit. So yet another first down here. Pendleton Heights bailing out Newcastle, I guess you could say for the second time in a row. So 1st and 10 from the Pendleton Heights 36 now. Trojans lining up. Empty backfield once more. Trips out right. 2 wide receivers out left. Lewis drops back. Has plenty of time. Fires over the middle. Overthrown, incomplete. Brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, for the Arabian defense, I know there's been a lot of pressure on the quarterback, but I think we should just give a little bit of our looks to, the defenders outside the box. Obviously, quarterback Tyson Lewis hasn't been able to get a good pass off in quite a while, and I think we could give some of that reasoning to our defenders out in the backfield.
So now 2nd and 10 from Pendleton Heights' 36-yard line. Current score, 34-0. Pendleton Heights with the lead on the Newcastle Trojans. Just under 5 minutes to play as Lewis here will look to throw, but he's going to be quickly met by several Arabian defenders for a loss of about 2 yards. With that, we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Broadcasting from the WEEM studios, underwritten by Community Hospital Anderson, this is the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM Pendleton.
Back to Arabian football on 91.7 WEEM.
Welcome you back here to John Broughton Field on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM. Currently on the scoreboard, Pendleton Heights leading the Newcastle Trojans 34-0 as here on 3rd and 12. We got an attempted pass by Tyson Lewis, but he is once again chased down by Eli Libler and brought down for the sack. Brings up the 4th and very, very, very long. 4th and about 16, 4th and 15 to be exact. And I think it's the right call to keep your offense out here. You're not completely back in your own territory, so if you don't make it, it's not the worst penalty. And on top of that, I mean, you're down 34-0. You need anything of offense. But either way, Clint Miller is in the back. And sure enough, it will be a punt here by Tyson Lewis once more. This one going straight out of bounds. Looks like the ref will call it out around that 20-yard line or so.
Yeah, but for the Newcastle offense, it seems they have no answer for the Arabian defense. Arabian defense have not allowed any points so far, now being in the 3rd quarter with just 3 minutes to go.
Colton Frank will take the field here for Pendleton Heights. He had a attempt there in that first half that resulted in an interception. So Colton Frank, of course, you look back on last season in that first half of the year, Isaac Wilson was inactive for a number of games. Colton Frank got his chance at the starting quarterback role, and he did a pretty good job at it considering he was kind of just thrown into the fire, especially the first game that Isaac Wilson became inactive. So considering he was kind of just thrown into the fire, he did a pretty good job, and I'm almost certain that next year he will be the quarterback for Pendleton Heights once Isaac Wilson graduates.
I mean, yeah, but for Colton Frank earlier in this game, unfortunately for him, his only pass attempt was an interception, but Colton Frank, we know he is a good quarterback, and he has been last year.
Get a handoff here to Clint Miller on first down. He's going nowhere with that one. Maybe again just about a yard. Brings up the 2nd and 9. Speaking more on Colton Frank, so far this season, entering the game, he was 2 for 7, 65 yards. He averages 9.3 yards per completion. So it looks like he will stay out on the field as Isaac Wilson on the sidelines with his helmet off. You got to wonder if Colton Frank is going to be in here permanently for the rest of the game, considering Pendleton Heights' lead. Handoff here once again to the running back. This one, go for about another yard. This one, Dresden Roberts will get the carry. So after another yard gain or so, brings up the 3rd and long.
Yeah, the run there was just stuffed there in the middle. Newcastle defense only allowed 3 yards on that run, but now that it is 3rd down, it will be tough for the Arabians to get a completion here.
34-0 is our score. Pendleton Heights with the lead. Just under 2 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. As Colton Frank and company take formation. Spread formation for the Arabians here on 3rd and 7. Frank will look to throw. Finds Nate DeRolf on the left sideline, and he is piled. Just absolutely drove backwards. A very nice hit from the Newcastle defender, led by his helmet. So that'll bring up 4th down, 4th and about 5, 4th and 4 around there. And Pendleton Heights will bring out the punting unit, led by Wes Kupferer. Wes Kupferer so far on the year has had 3 punts. He's averaging 39.7 yards per punt. His longest has been 42 yards. He's had 1 punt so far this year that's been inside the 20.
The Arabians.
His punt, solid one out. That will take a bounce in the right direction. It looks like that'll bounce out of bounds just ahead of that 30-yard line. So that's where the Newcastle Trojans will take over. 1st and 10.
But yeah, for the Arabians, they are leading 34-0 just before the 4th quarter. And you can thank the amazing Arabian defense for that. I mean, they've been pressuring the quarterback all game. It's like almost that quarterback, our defense is kryptonite, because we know he's pretty patient in the pocket and we know that he can get around it, but we haven't seen anything here in this game.
Yeah, I think kryptonite is a perfect way to describe it, of course. As we were mentioning, you look back to last year against these two teams, Tyson Lewis was the quarterback throughout that one. He threw 4 picks, had a 3.3 QBR, and I think this game is going pretty similar, of course. So far has 3 interceptions thrown, and I'm sure his QBR is not looking too much better than 3.3. So I think kryptonite is a perfect way to put it. So with that, we will pause. Quick break here. Scoreboard 34-0. Pendleton Heights lead. Just under a minute to play here on the Arabian Sports Network. 91.7 WEEN.
Here at
welcome you back here to Pendleton Heights High School, the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM. Pendleton Heights currently leading the Newcastle Trojans 34-0 with just under a minute to play in the 3rd quarter. Newcastle currently with possession of the football, 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line. We got a deep throw here from Tyson Lewis. Attempts to find his receiver, Gavin Anderson, on again the very, very deep throw. Just a bit inaccurate. Incomplete, brings up 2nd and 10.
But yeah, for Newcastle's offense, they only have almost under a minute to score. I mean, that's what they're thinking, hopefully, as they would go into that 4th quarter down 34-0, if not.
So 2nd and 10 now from the 31. Lewis, shotgun, will look to throw. Fires over to the left side, finds his receiver in Thurine. Thrine will be wrapped up and not before getting about a 7-yard carry.
Tylen Thrine tonight has definitely been the targeted receiver on that one. He did get a little bit loose, but didn't convert there. Now 3rd and 2.
That was Cade Logston, on the reception there, not Thrine. So now 3rd and 2, 3rd and short for the Trojans, as Lewis will line up shotgun, trips out right. Lewis will look to throw. He's in trouble, has to scramble out right side. Chased down by Dresden Roberts, nearly finds his man in Gavin Anderson. He had his hands on the ball, but just dropped that one. So after the drop, 4th and 2 from their own 38-yard line, the Trojans met with another decision that I'm sure that they're got to go for it here, at least considering how their offense has been going so far. But then again, they had a 4th down last possession where they punted it away, so we'll see.
Yeah, on that last play, we did see a pass rusher blitz the quarterback, therefore making him leave that pocket, running out to his right, and we saw 3 Pendleton defenders covering that pass. Did go incomplete.
Lewis will look to throw. He's in trouble, and he's going to be brought down there around the line of scrimmage. Gain of not much at all. So with that, that'll do it for our 3rd quarter. Pendleton Heights on the turnover on downs, but don't you guys go anywhere. 4th quarter coming up next. 34-0 is our score. Pendleton Heights with the lead on the Arabian Sports Network. 91.7 WEEN.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
That is Frank, on the handoff there on 1st down. This run is going to go nowhere. Backwards, in fact. Loss of about a yard there on 1st down, brings up 2nd.
Yeah, pre-snap, there was 2 receivers there, 2 on the left, 2 on the right, but he did hand it off to his running back. Unfortunately, negative yardage there.
So 2nd and 12 now from Newcastle's 41. Colton Frank, shotgun. Spread formation. Frank will look to throw here. Fires quickly to Reese Reddington on the curl route. That'll be caught. Gain of about 4 yards. 3rd and long. Third and 7 to be specific here from the 41. Pendleton Heights, hurry up. Getting to the line quickly. Once again, Frank shotgun. We got a penalty marker here, pre-snap. Or maybe it was on the last play. Either way, Pendleton Heights will be taking it back a bit. Sure enough, it will be a false start. So now right back to 3rd and 12 from the 46. So Pendleton Heights is going to be a test here for Colton Frank. 34-0 is our score. Just under 11 minutes to play in the 4th. Colton Frank, once again, spread formation. He'll look to throw, fires over. Right sideline, caught by Drake Stevens, the senior, and it looks like he will just be shy of a 1st down. Just about a yard short, brings up 4th and 1 for the Arabians. Considering where they're at, I think he's gonna try to go for it here, and sure enough, looks like Colton Frank and the offense will stay out on the field.
Yeah, for Colton Frank. He hasn't seen many attempts here as Isaac Wilson has played for most of the game, but with the comfortable lead 34-0 in the fourth quarter, we do see Colton Frank in now. Just most recently with that.
Frank looks like he'll keep it to himself, left side on the carry there. Gain of about 6 yards. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Yeah, had a pretty decent pass last play and now keeps it for himself. Runs up straight toward the middle. Decent run completion there for Colton Frank on the ground.
So now 2nd and 6 for the Arabians. Frank, spread formation, fires quickly over to the left side on the quick slant. Looks like that will be complete there once again to Drake Stevens, and that'll be enough for a Pendletonite's first down. So new set of downs now for the Arabians as they're marching down this field. Now on the 15.
Yeah, for Colton Frank and Drake Stevens. We saw him throw to him on that 3rd and 12 on that out route, and now throws to him on the inside slant. Then again, completing for a first down.
So 1st and 10. Looks like we got a handoff here on first down. This run will be completely blown up. Keaton Jones was the ball carrier. Loss of about 2 yards there brings up the 2nd and long.
Yeah, for that run, that last play, looks like quarterback Colton Frank didn't know whether he wanted to keep it for himself or hand it off. Looks like the quarterback and the running back just tripped over each other for negative yardage on that play.
34-0 is our score. Pendletonites with the lead and possession of the football. 2nd and 12 from Newcastle's 19. As Colton Frank will line up shotgun, trips out right. Got a wide receiver screen to the right side. This is Nate DeRolf, and Nate DeRolf down the right sidelines. Did he get in? It's a touchdown. Nate DeRolf, the junior, with the wide receiver screen, showing off some of his explosive speed. Again, down the right sidelines for the 19-yard passing touchdown. Pendleton Heights pushes this lead even further. 40-0 before the extra point, as now Dominic Apo and the PAT unit will come out to try to push this lead to 41-zip.
Yeah, Colton Frank on that drive, he threw those passes quite quickly, and I mean, how could you not be comfortable before this touchdown being up 34-0 as he entered the game? Then again, adding another touchdown onto that scoreboard for the Pendleton Arabians.
Looks like Pendletonites might be going for 2 here. Trying to get in for another play. Looks like it is Colton Frank in. We'll get a handoff to the right side. Did he get there? No, I don't think he did. Just a yard or maybe even just inches short. The extra point unit, or the two-point attempt does not go through for Pendleton Heights, so they'll keep the score where it's at, 40-0. With just over 8 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. But Aiden, we were talking earlier, tomorrow morning will be the weekly coaches show. It'll start at 8 o'clock, finish up at 9 o'clock. We'll be meeting with Coach Richmond, some other coaches, and some other players for Pendleton Heights around Pendleton Heights football. For Coach Richmond, I mean, of course, this is a blowout win. You could say the second in a row. You look back to last week, of course, you took down Anderson in a very similar score, 40s. I think it was 45 or 49-0. And then, of course, here to Newcastle, you're up 40-0 with 8 minutes to play. So very similar games in that Anderson one. And I don't want to speak too soon, but I mean, just based on how this defense has been playing so far, I think they're on pace for 3 straight shutouts. So I think the defense is a lot to talk about tomorrow morning. And on top of that, we'll be meeting with 2 senior defensive linemen, Brian Davis and Eli Libler, to talk about their performances here this evening. Eli Libler, I mean, he's been all over the place. Several sacks and several pressures, as well as Brian Davis has been getting in there for a couple as well.
I mean, yeah, we were mentioning before, that their quarterback is definitely comfortable in that pocket, but the Arabian defense have just shut him down tonight. And also last year, you can mention, I don't believe he had a very good game against us.
But look over there for the student section for Pendleton Heights. Looks like it's pretty much up to the top here this evening. It's frat night. That's the theme for the Arabian Stampede. But Dominic Apo and Pendleton Heights now once again taking the field to kick this thing away on the kickoff.
for Dominic Capo. He's been pretty consistent tonight. I think the longest return he's allowed is maybe the 25-yard line.
He has had a couple that went out of bounds, and of course he started the 35, but when it comes to actual returns, he's very good at kicking it high, which of course gives Pendleton Heights kickoff team the time to get down the field and tackle the receiver, is exactly what we saw in that play, as Thorine received it around the 10-yard line there and was taken down around the 25. Here we got some flags on the play. It was very, very late. I'm guessing this will be a personal foul.
Yeah. Looked like after he got that punt returner down, there was some extra contact, maybe a couple shoves and nudges, but
I mean, I'm sure Newcastle's not happy with the scoreboard right now, so I'm sure they're a bit chippy.
I mean, yeah, with the lead being 40-0, and there's only, 7.5, just a couple seconds more left in this fourth quarter, Newcastle, I'm sure, is not very happy and probably won't sleep very well tonight either.
Looks like we'll get a personal foul here on the Arabians there, as well as a personal foul on Newcastle. So it looks like we might have someone. Yeah, there's going to be a personal foul on both teams here. So if I'm correct, they should just cancel each other out, and ball should be on the 27, which is where it was returned. So yeah, it looks like it. Newcastle will start here on the 27, 28-yard line. As once again, Tyson Lewis and company will take the field. Tyson Lewis, you look back to his first couple games of the season, he had 29 carries in his first two games, 129 yards and a touchdown. Of course, that's on the ground game. And for this evening, I mean, he just hasn't been able to get much going on the ground. He had a decent carry there in the first half, but I mean, Pendleton Heights, again, yes, their defensive backs are doing a great job at locking up the Newcastle wide receivers, which isn't giving Tyson Lewis any options, and that's why he's being sacked so many times. But I think it's a group effort, right?
Yeah.
The defensive line for Pendleton Heights is doing a great job getting to the quarterback, and the linebacker is doing a great job doing a bit of both. But now, 1st and 10 from the 27. Lewis, empty backfield. He'll look to throw. Doesn't see anyone. Will try to take it himself. Breaks free down the right sideline. Still on his feet in bounds. Finally is going to be pushed out. Now before getting past the 45. Looks like, scratch that, he'll be just shy of the 45. Be counted out at the 44. And that'll be a new set of downs for the Trojans.
Yeah, so far in this game, that looked like the biggest running gain, that Tyson Lewis has had. Dawson, as you were just saying, his receivers aren't giving much help. He did scramble out of the pocket, therefore running over to the right side.
1st and 10, Lewis looks to throw. Finds his man in a quick curl route there. That is Bennett. Rylan Bennett on the catch. Be a gain of about 5 yards there. Brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, the receiver did catch that ball fairly quickly, but then just went down after the catch, landing right on his knees. Clock didn't stop. Clock is still running.
2nd and 6 now for the Trojans. Once again, empty backfield for Lewis. You got trips out right, 2 wide receivers to the left. Lewis drops back, steps up in the pocket, scrambles out right. He's in trouble. Makes a man miss on the pump fake. Still on his feet, stiff arms a man, and will make his way out of bounds. Very, very solid carry there from Lewis. Looks like he was in trouble a number of times, but still managed to get a couple yards. I think he was just a bit shy of the 1st down marker. So if I'm correct, this should be a 3rd and very, very short.
Yeah, Tyson Lewis, as I've mentioned before, he's not the fastest running back, but he is very comfortable in that pocket. And standing at 6'4", you'd think that he has more time in that pocket, and this time runs out of bounds fairly safely after that stiff arm.
But with that, we'll pause quickly. 42-0 is our score. 5 minutes, 42 left to play in this evening's game. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
At Pendleton Heights, radio is a huge part of our lives. From programming to social media to podcast to sports, our student-run radio station is dedicated to informing and entertaining everyone in and around our campus. We're with you every step of the day. Whether it be in your car, in class, at lunch, or at work, we're here to provide you with the local news and the best songs. Experience the full impact of radio today by tuning in to 91.7 WEEM. To learn more, go to our website at 917weem.org. We're here for our community.
Back to Arabian football on 91.7 WEEM.
We welcome you back here to John Broughton Field on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM. First and 10 as Lewis will look to throw. He'll find his man on the right side of the field. It's going to be caught, gain of about 6 yards there. Completion was from Tyson Lewis to from Caius, so after the solid throw on first down, brings up 2nd and 4. Newcastle looks like they're going to want to hurry up to the line. Waste no time. Lewis, once again, shotgun, empty backfield. 3 wide receivers to the left, 2 wide receivers to the right. Lewis throws deep, has a man, and it is caught. Looks like that will be very solid throw there from Lewis on 2nd down. A new set of downs now for the Trojans, all the way down on the Arabians' 15-yard line.
Yeah, this drive for the Newcastle Trojans has actually been pretty well. We've seen some electricity there from the quarterback running out of the pocket, and there just the 2 big receptions. Could say it's almost too late, though, but still keeping their hope.
1st and 10, Lewis looks to throw, fires over to the back corner of the end zone. Was it picked off? And it looks like it was. Pendleton Heights with yet another interception as Clint Miller will pull it in for his 2nd pick of the season. He had one in the first game against Lebanon, and he actually just walked onto the field. He just walked on in that play. It was pretty close. His man that he was subbing out was nearly on the field, and that ball was snapped, but Clint Miller got in his place at the right time, and of course resulted in the interception. Pendleton Heights now going to take over from the 20, as that was, of course, picked off in the back of the end zone, so it'll be counted as a touchback. So Pendleton Heights now 1st and 10 from their own 20.
Yeah, and as I was just saying, Newcastle did have kind of a big drive there, but unfortunately for them, their quarterback, Tyson Lewis, did throw an interception.
Here on 1st down, Pendleton Heights with the carry. Looks like this one will be yard gain, if anything, so I'll be Forshaw with a carry. By the way, you got Hayden Fox, another quarterback in here now. Hayden Fox, the sophomore, hasn't seen, I think, any varsity reps so far this season. I think this is his first couple here now, and more of a JV guy. He was a freshman, of course, last year, was the freshman quarterback, and definitely shows a lot of potential. He has good size for a quarterback, of course, only being a sophomore, standing at 5'9", 155. Surely he's going to grow a bit more. So now 2nd and 10, Fox, shotgun. Looks like we'll hand it off here to the left side. Once again, that's Forshaw on the carry. This one going nowhere once again. 3rd and 11 for the Arabians. They're going to have to take this ball pretty far deep if they want to get a new set of downs and keep this clock going.
I mean, yeah, the sophomore quarterback, Hayden Fox, 3rd and 11, it is kind of a tough situation, but for Pendleton as a whole, we have seen them complete a 3rd and long maybe 2 or 3 times so far this game, so we know that they can do it.
So 3rd and 11 now for Pendleton Heights as Hayden Fox and company will take formation. Fox will line up shotgun. It's a full box. It'll be yet another handoff up the middle. There was a little bit of steam there. Had a chance to break off into the 3rd level, but will be taken down after about a 7-8 yard carry. Brings up the 4th and about 5.
Yeah, that run there on 3rd down, he did get up the middle quite easily, but it looks like after he got out of, the main coverage, somebody in the backside just did wrap him up by his ankles.
4th and 4 from Pendleton Heights is 26. So it looks like we're just going to try to let this clock tick down here, taking their time in the huddle. Once again, it is Hayden Fox here. in as that quarterback. And so we are going to get a timeout by Pendleton Heights. So we'll take a quick break with them. Score 40-0. Pendleton Heights with the lead. Minute 15 to play in the fourth quarter. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Back to Arabian football on 91.7 WEEM.
We welcome you back here to John Broughton Field on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM, 42-0. Pendleton Heights with the lead on the Newcastle Trojans with now just under a minute to play in the fourth quarter. Wes Kupfer, the punter for Pendleton Heights, just had a punt there on fourth down, rolled out of bounds at pretty much the 40-yard line, and looks like Newcastle might get on the field to get one extra snap in, but now under 40 minutes to play. We'll see even if they want to get a single play.
Yeah, but for the Arabians' defense so far, just in their first two games, they haven't allowed a point scored on them, and it looks like it will end this way as well.
We got Carson Bell, new quarterback in here for Newcastle, and he's going to try to find his receiver in Braylon Bennett, but that one will be dropped after a hit for Pendleton Heights, so that'll do it as the clock winds down to 000. Pendleton Heights claims their third shutout in a row and their third win in a row, pushing their record to 3-0. 42-0 is our final score. Pendleton Heights once again taking home the win, so we will take a quick break.